because it's just really funny. And I'm assuming everyone saw this happen. This was the funniest thing that happened to basically everyone in PR when the pandemic first happened. So it was a very difficult time for everyone. But this became the funniest thing. This put Malaysia front and center during the entire COVID issue for at least 1 week. First of all, I just want to ask you guys, as because I'm not Malaysian, I want to ask you guys, why? Like, why was this a thing? Secondly, I think it was tone deaf in how they dealt with it, because it was tone deaf in how the Malaysian government didn't understand what people would see. Everyone says really stupid things. Every government across every single country says wrong things all the time. But what they also do is they understand how it's going to impact them and how they want to deal with it. I was actually looking to see what the Malaysian government's response would be. What I didn't see, I saw them responding in the newspaper. I saw them responding in the interviews. The minister went on news to respond to this. I didn't see a single thing they did on new media to deal with the tens of thousands of memes that were coming from locally from Malaysia, and then all the social media influencers jumping on it, on Twitter, on Instagram. Then the more serious side, right? We're talking about something as serious as abuse and physical abuse during that point. Not a single. I didn't see, and I could be wrong. So if you saw something, please do let us know, because we are trying to track that. I didn't see a single government body use social media to engage and try and deal with this, try and handle it, try and discuss this conversation, try and have some sort of thing way to stop it. What I saw was they basically just said, I'm going to send out a press release, I'm going to do a couple of interviews on the news, and it's going to solve the issue. And what happened was it carried on for as long as possible. I still think people make fun of this on and off. It made Malaysia front and center in global news. I believe CNN covered this. I saw it on Sky News. I saw it on a few other international publications. Basically, everyone making fun of how this happened, right? As someone who worked in crisis and in PR, and when we were looking at it, this was the funniest thing we've ever seen. And I laughed. I thought it was very funny. But looking at it from a I would say a expert point of view, what was actually happening was we're looking at an issue without dealing with it properly. They basically didn't understand that if there was going to be an issue, the best way to deal with it for a bunch of people who are stuck at home without much to do, you can't go out, you can't meet your friends, you can't do anything. And what do people do? They go online and they make fun of things. That's honestly what most people do. The internet usage, the amount of memes that came out, the amount of people absorbing content online and creating content online, it was significant at that point. And they had no idea. First of all, they didn't understand that would happen. Secondly, they had no way to deal with it. And that was my concern, right? That was my concern as someone who's just looking at how things are being run. So while I found it funny to start, it just became, to me, a case study in how brands were dealing with things from, 10 years ago. They would just put something out, and then if they made a mistake, the press release plus a couple of interviews. That's all they did. When what you could have done was actually gone ahead of this, apologized, found a proper way to deal with it, found a proper way to give good advice. Because let's be honest, this was not good advice, and I'm not in any way making a political statement here, but this was not good advice, right?